So Dragon Age the Veilguard has officially released, and there is some gameplay that is going around on Twitter right now rampant. It is going around and going viral because it's showcasing a lot of the modern audience stuff that people have come to hear about and expect from BioWare's latest disaster. Now, when it comes to Dragon Age the Veilguard, the virtue signal's at its maximum, and the game has released to some decent numbers, admittedly so. It is double where I thought it was. I thought it was going to be around 30,000 concurrent players. It is currently at 68,520 players at the time of this filming. Now, I wanted you guys to keep a couple of things in mind. Number one, this is not exactly a number that's going to make them make their money back, even when you factor in, console sales, EA, Origin, because none of this stuff is selling on EA. There's a subscription that allows you to get it for free, so you don't got to worry about anybody buying it on EA. But in terms of Steam and console, it's not going to be enough for them to make their money back. But it is enough for them to try to tout this as a massive success and also do damage control to try to sell more copies like they're doing right now.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, they could try to do as much damage control as they possibly want. They can try to, DMCA strike a whole bunch of clips on Twitter and get it taken down and whatnot. But I really don't know why they're going to do that, because at the end of the day, this game, everybody knows this is a game for the modern audience, right? Everybody knows this is a woke-ass game. There is no doubt about it, right? Whereas Baldur's Gate 3 did it better, this game just decides to go head-on right in your face with it, and they're being rewarded for it, right? BioWare has to accept the L that Larian Studios is by far more successful than they'll ever be. It's not even close. This game is trying to chase the audience of Baldur's Gate 3, and they only came up about 1/10 of that, or 1/9 of that. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So again, it says BioWare allegedly scrambles to remove gameplay footage of Dragon Age the Veilguard. Virtue cringe. It says propaganda in our entertainment has become a real problem, and it's one of the video game industry is just beginning to suffer under fully. After the events of 2020, many major game companies committed to bringing a consultation of companies that were supposed to help them diversify their storytelling. Instead, games of today now have been in development often since even before the pandemic tend to look more like educational courses in divisive ideas than source of universal entertainment. Now, if you guys saw my stream on Veilguard, I did a stream on Hypnotic Live. I'm going to be streaming the game continuously for the next few days to weeks or whatever on Hypnotic Live. So if you're not subscribed there, go subscribe there if you want to see the gameplay. The first stream, we had almost 7,000 people watch throughout the stream. So that was awesome. Thank you, everybody, for the support. But again, this game is literally the epitome of what it means to be DEI average, right? Like, I don't really know how else to explain it other than that. The combat is average. The graphics, average. Like, everything is average. And then when you look at it, it's like, wow, they're genuinely trying to be so androgynous to the point where everything is average and nothing really stands out. The storytelling, average. You feel like you're watching a CW show when you look at some of the cutscenes. It really is just an average game. It is a 5-4 around there. And of course, I got to go through the game to see if I can raise a score a little bit and give it some more time to cook, let's just say. But I really just don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I went through 3 or 4 areas already in the first beginning of the game for the first 4 hours. And even in those areas, all I got was a super linear, super average, super basic, super DEI experience. That's what I got. And I didn't even get to the part with Tosh and the whole non-binary nonsense yet. So I can only imagine as time goes on, it just continues to get worse. But apparently, this particular video that I'm going to showcase to you right now, this is the video right here that has been going mega viral on Twitter. And people, even Libs of TikTok retweeted it. Let's watch this video.
Pounding that snake's nose. She's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties. I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
what are you doing?
Pulling a barb.
Oh, okay. A barb?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a barb. Oh, there we go.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tasha's back.
Oh, Tarsh isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours.
Huh.
Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Oh, my God.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a bath, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay. Yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a barv puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a 2-minute scene of them lambasting the character and making them grovel at the knees and the feet of this non-binary trans character. That's all this entire scene is dedicated to. This entire scene was written by somebody who has blue hair, who goes by they, them over at BioWare and has a chip on their shoulder and wants the entire world to bend the knee to their will. The moment they get misgendered, they want people to be in such fear. They want people to be so sorrowful that they're going to go and start doing push-ups and beg for an apology. Like, it's beg for forgiveness, I should say. It is ridiculous. This entire stupid scene only exists to try to make people feel bad about misgendering. And this is why I say Larian Studios is supremely better than BioWare. BioWare of today can't even come close to Larian Studios. It is actually pretty sad. This is the reason why this game is never going to get anywhere close to what Baldur's Gate 3 did. Baldur's Gate 3 was almost at 900,000 concurrent players at the time of release. This game is going to be lucky if it passes 80 to 100. And I got to be honest with you, it just goes to show that BioWare is the inferior group. Even if I refresh this, let's see, 68,520. 69,149. So it's almost at 70,000 at the time of this filming, ladies and gentlemen. If it passes 100,000, I would be very curious to see that. But at the end of the day, BioWare is going to take an L on two fronts when it comes to this game. Number one, they're not going to make their money back because the budget is way too high in this game. Even though they're going to try to lie to you publicly and try to say the game is a success and all that stuff, and the journalists are going to do it too, they're not going to ever make their money back on this. Number two, they are going to have to take the L because another company did their previous games, Baldur's Gate, much better and were way more successful than they ever will be, even with something that is so on the nose for the modern audience, right? Baldur's Gate 3 did a little bit of everything. Obviously, it had some woke shit in it. There's no doubt about it, but it did a little bit of everything and it was fine. This game, full-on modern audience, on the nose, in your face, punching you in the face with it, and they can't even get anywhere close. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate if you could like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.